So I wanted to tell you guys about the things that you have to deal with as a trans escort. First of all, I want to start off with saying if you are not fully functional, you are not going to have a good time. If you cannot top and you just want to bottom, it's not going to be a fun time for you. You might make money, but you might not make as much money as you want to, simply because a lot of guys that like want to pay for a trans escort, most of the time they want to have a little bit of an extra from the girl. No shade, they need your dick to work, okay? Even if they don't want to get fucked, even if they don't want to have any type of penetration from you, they still like to at least know that you are working down there. I'm not gonna lie, most men, like, they prefer to be topped. Like, that's where most of the money comes from. I recommend getting on Viagra for certain reasons like that. And another thing that a lot of trans girls like myself that's in the business have to, I guess, like, deal with or put up with is you don't know who's coming over. This is why I recommend for a lot of girls out there to build a loyal clientele, because if you build a loyal clientele, you'll feel a little bit more comfortable having certain guys over as opposed to guys that you've never met before. And then on top of that, you don't have to be logged into a website, you don't have to be online, you don't have to be on the app, you don't have to put your ad up as much, simply because you already have enough of your loyal clientele blowing up your phone as it is. So you really don't need any new people. And you can also be a little bit more selective. I feel like that's the purpose of this type of job, like for you to be able to do exactly what you want, deal with exactly who you want. For me, for example, dealing with people that I didn't want to deal with in the beginning was kind of difficult because I had a lot of anxiety. I didn't know who was coming over, you know, no shade. I didn't know if I was dealing with a serial killer. I don't know if I was dealing with somebody that was gonna try to, you know, rape me. Like, I just never knew. There are so many stories that I talk about on my TikTok about how I've been put in situations where I'm surprised that I'm still alive. From having out calls with people that I could have sworn was gonna kill me, having out calls with people that had like specific like type of sex dungeons that was scary. If you have like high anxiety and you are always like paranoid about something and constantly on edge, girl, just give it up. One of the other things that I would say a lot of T-girls out here like myself that's in the business have to deal with is honestly like dealing with a bunch of flakes. Just simply dealing with flakes and dealing with people that say they're gonna come over and then 30 minutes after when they're supposed to be over, it's almost like they become like Casper the Friendly Fucking Ghost and they disappear. Which leads me to my next point. You always gotta deal with a cheap ass bitch, okay? That's talking about some quick visit. That's talking about some can I come over for a half hour. There's nothing more than I hate than a motherfucker that tries to message you, talk to you, and then ask you for a fucking quick visit or a half hour. Nigga, don't message me, bitch, because a half hour and an hour price is literally going to be the same. So no matter what it is, a session is always going to be the same price as it is if whether it's a half hour or whether it's an hour, whether it's 45 minutes, whether it's 5 minutes. As soon as you get over here, the price is always going to remain the same. And that's just period point motherfucking blank on a dead homegirl. Another thing that we have to deal with sometimes is like we have to deal with slow days. You know, some days might be really fucking slow and your phone might not ring like it was just ringing a couple of days ago. Another thing that I say a lot of people like myself have to deal with in this business are people feeling too fucking comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to be nice and be, you know, generous. Then it's another thing with just being a fucking pushover. You don't want to be a pushover to no motherfucker in this business because they will run over you. They will sense it. You know what I mean? They'll try to either A, get some extra time, and they didn't pay for it. B, try to do all different type of things that y'all really didn't talk about that you're not necessarily comfortable with. And if you don't want to do it, they gonna have an attitude and they gonna act out. Or B, they just start having a fucking smart ass mouth and you kind of gotta let them know, nigga, this is just not what it is. This is not that though. You know, so I always say in order to build your loyal clientele, yeah, be nice, you know, be generous, you know, and certain things. But at the same time, bitch, be assertive.